Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, today I wanted us to have a discussion about how the relics should have actually been thoroughly explained more in Volume 5. Now, I say this because I feel like the relics could have actually been discussed a bit more, considering that they were a big importance in Volume 5. But before we get into this discussion, sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy, and let's go ahead and jump right on into this discussion. Now, so, as we know, the relics are a very important part to the plot in RWBY. And the thing about them is, we don't know a whole lot to them. There are some bits of this we do know, but when it comes to their powers individually on what each one of them can do, there's very little other than us knowing that the relics have different abilities such as choice, knowledge, creation, and power, and it takes a maiden from each one. Now, obviously, the relic of choice is fall, knowledge is spring, creation is winter, and destruction is summer. But we do not know their individual abilities other than what they are named by. I mean, of course, that must imply that they have such abilities, but how these abilities exactly work is unknown. So, of course, that's something we would have to obviously see more of and have more explained to us, and how they even activate for that matter. And the thing is, the last thing that was said at all whenever it comes to reference in Volume 5 was when Ozpin told Oscar to tell Crow that they must go to Atlas, therefore meaning there must be something behind that. But when we look at the whole thing with the relics, the one thing we have to talk about is that the brother gods themselves are the ones who bestowed these physical manifestations to humanity. And of course, it is said that each contains great power, and that if anyone were to wield all four, they could change the world. So this shows as to why Salem and Ozpin are both fighting over this, because obviously they both want to change the world in some way, some vision that they have of the world they want to change. They are going to try to make it, their own reality in the future. That is their goal, is to change the world in their own image, is what it may seem like. Either that, or this could be to, get rid of one or the other. It could be so many different things, of course. It's all up in the air right now. But the interesting thing is that when we look at this also, Ozpin himself had the relics hidden in each of the four Huntsman academies, and this was to protect them from Salem and to protect them from mankind from using them against one another. And that the relics are in, obviously, the form of the chambers that, a maiden specifically has to be, used to actually unlock these chambers. Now, of course, the thing that would have been better is if, for example, since this volume had to do with trying to get one of the relics, I really feel that the relic of knowledge could have been explained more, and this would have at least helped us understand a little more as to why Raven would have used this relic. I feel like if Raven had elaborated more on her plan, I mean, even if it was just telling Vernal, us as the audience could have at least understood what her plan was with the relic. And I feel like the relic of knowledge itself, considering that she did want this relic to keep it away from Ozpin and Salem, which, by the way, I just want to mention, this felt like a game of keep away. I don't know if anybody else felt like that, because Raven never elaborated on the plan, what she was going to do with it, and she disagreed with Ozpin and Salem and wanted to keep it away from him. But if they had at least told us what the, Relic of Knowledge could have done, maybe, I'm not saying make Raven a godlike deity character sitting there knowing everything, but she could have at least had knowledge of how the world of Remnant works, or maybe the Grimm, or something. At least could have given us more insight to, certain things that, we would not have actually been able to know unless you had, used the, Relic of Knowledge. And if you look at this, another thing that we have to look at that would have explained a lot better, which was explained a lot better because the relics need to be explained more, was look at the maidens in Volume 3. That was explained very well. I think that this was a very good thing to explain, because in Volume 3 that was one of the biggest parts, because we found out that the maidens, of course, originally were believed to just be nothing more than legends, fairy tales, and myths. And then, of course, it turned out that, oh no, these were real, and that Ozpin actually tried to get Pyrrha to actually be the next Fall Maiden, so that, in the future, which, of course, we learned that they had to have the maiden so they could unlock the chamber to the relic. Of course, this would be so that they could have themselves a maiden to be able to do so. And, of course, with us learning about how the maiden works and how they have supernatural abilities due to magic, and, are much different than other huntsmen and huntresses, with these magical abilities, it showed how important they actually are to the series. And when Cinder finally became the Fall Maiden, as well as the fight with Amber, we saw this very interesting, other level of power just being distributed by the Maiden themselves. And of course, with Cinder obviously becoming the new Fall Maiden, this was actually something very interesting. I have to say that it actually was very well explained, and it just led us to know more about what was the whole point of the Maidens. That they were powerful beings that were originally ordinary young women who had their magical powers given to them by Ozpin himself when he was the old man. And obviously, he had this whole plan to try to get the relics, and that the maidens were the way to unlock the chambers. And of course, when Cinder became the Fall Maiden, it showed that it was because Salem needed a maiden. She had an actual reason to become the Fall Maiden, and it was so that Salem could furthermore get the relics, get access to the One of Beacon. And of course, with us not knowing as much as we do about the maidens when it comes to the relics, I feel like we should know more about these relics. I feel like the relics should have at least been explained more, and Ozpin himself could have actually explained this in Volume 5 to the group, if you actually think about it. He actually had the time to do it, but clearly it seems like he's hiding more than we know, so that means that there could be more to these relics. And I really think that this should be, I guess, explained more in Volume 6 by Ozpin or somebody that knows of the relics, because I really feel like we have very little information in comparison to the maidens, and since they are such an important part to the plot, I really feel like we need to know more. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think we should have learned more about the relics in Volume 5 or not? Let me know what you think down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and share this with your friends if you found this informative or useful. Well, anyways, remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and I hope you have a good one. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.